What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Weekly Review, home of the Wolf Pack, and I am back from a long holiday. It's good to be back. I missed streaming. I was in El Salvador. I was checking it out just to get away, get some sun, and also maybe some potential investment opportunities. All right, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Now, bro, okay. When I in my last stream, when I said there was going to be volatility, holy crap. I mean, I did not foresee this. This is absolutely insane. It's so wild. Now, I really didn't think like USDC was going to implode, Signature was going to implode, Silvergate, all of these banks. We got First Republic, Credit Suisse has got a bailout. How bizarre is this? We're talking about, dude, okay, we got bailed out. USDC inadvertently got bailed out by the Fed. How crazy is that, man? You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot foresee these things. And it made for some wild swings. Just take a look at Bitcoin. For the second time, it has found support on the bear abla, the bear market trend line. This whole bear market is this trend line. Now, we have bounced twice off of it and setting a new high each time. That is pretty much what you wanted to see. When we broke through here, I gotta be honest, I wasn't sure that I thought, yo, I thought calamity. I was like, I cannot believe we broke through. But you could see we had this candle body close on here, and once this candle body closed on the bear market trend line, we just had a crazy rocket ship. And there is another thing that I noticed. Now, I was taking a look at the RSI. Yes, it is on bearish divergence, and yes, this huge move is on less relative strength than the first one, or even it's on more relative strength than this middle one. I mean, it's a pretty decent move, but you can see we've been bouncing on 30 RSI. Keep your eye on the daily chart 30 RSI because we've been bouncing on that this whole bear market. You can see even back here when we had the FTX flush. Remember, this is the soggy bottom right here. When we had that flush, that was the 30 RSI. 30 RSI, we slipped a little bit below here, but when Bitcoin is in this range, it bounces, and as you know, your favorite shitcoin is probably bouncing too. So yeah, this move is on kind of bearish divergence, even from this other local top right here, but not by much. So it is a little bit concerning, but I think we are okay, and I'll explain why. I'll explain why the S&P is pumping right now, even with this big liquidity scare, the rate hikes, the Federal Reserve, the ECB pumping up 50 basis points rate hike. I'm going to explain all of that in a second. But as people are coming in to the chat, I do want to mention El Salvador, man. It was absolutely awesome, and it could be one of the places where I had my greatest trolls. Now, El Salvador is very Bitcoin friendly. As you know, it is legal tender there, and it's nothing but maxis up there. You know, Max Kaiser's up there. Now, there is a volcano out there. It is about 2,000 meters drop into the center and then 2,000 meters up, and it's very steep. Now, me and some Hexakin and a couple of buddies climbed down there and rode Hex with rocks. So now if you come up to the top of the volcano, you actually drive up to the top of the volcano and look down. It's a crater. It's a canyon. Remember, it's 2,000 meters down. It is no punk. You got to go a mile down and a mile up to get out, and it's brutal. So imagine if you're a maxi, you're standing at the rim of the volcano, you look down and it says Hex, and you can't do anything about it, okay? Not unless you want to climb down on this. I actually have some drone footage of it. It's only a minute. Before we really jump into the charts and jump into the macros, what the heck is going on? How do we position ourselves? Let's take a look at the volcano troll of El Salvador. So I hope that the volume is working here. You see, there's the crater right there. Homie's truck. Now this is a park, so you can come up here. This is a park. You can come up here and look down. But to go all the way down, you got to be a beast. You get airlifted out of there, bro. Look at those pitfalls. Like 100 meters drop at some point if you misstep. Oh shit. And here you go. Hex. It is up there, bro. Very much up there. Yeah, so anyways, enough of that. I hope you enjoyed that, dude. That could be my greatest troll. I'm definitely pissing off Maxis. Imagine Tone Vase standing there on the rim, enjoying a beautiful day in El Salvador. Every day is sunny when I was there, and boom, it's Hex down there. Go hike 4,000 kilometers or meters and go fix that. But yeah, man, so a lot of fear in the markets, a lot of uncertainty in the markets, especially with the rate hike. Now, the funny thing is Bitcoin actually pumped off of the bailout, because we were talking the Fed rate hikes and were to be paused according to the CME futures during this era right here. So we were pumping on a pause, a pivot. We're going back to the moon. The printer's going on and it's going burr, right? Well, I actually happen to think the opposite of that. And I think the ECB's 50-point rate hike is a good indicator of why. Okay, so let's just jump in really quick. You can see that the other thing, well, we'll jump into 2-year yields in a little bit. But you can see, guys, you already know when the Fed cuts, it's because we have serious freaking problems inside the market, right? So you can see we had a cut right here. This is the .com bust. They were cutting. We reached peak right here. Then once they started raising again, that was the bottom, all right? So the Fed sees that the economy's in serious trouble. We're going to have high unemployment. We're going to have all kinds of bankruptcies and insolvencies. They start cutting rates to stimulate the economy, right? So if we actually had a pause coming out next Wednesday, if that's what was priced in right now, I think that we would be dumping, because imagine if we are at 6% inflation and the Fed's cutting, something is seriously wrong and is going to snap in the economy, right? So I actually think that right now, the fact that we have a 25 basis point rate hike priced in at 76%, let's just go ahead and give it a refresh. I actually think this is 84%, 15% that we're going to pause. That's bullish, all right? Because yes, we do want to pivot. Yes, we do want to pause, but we need inflation under control. That's when they're going to do it. That's when they're going to pivot properly, right? If they're pivoting and inflation is 6%, bro, we're going to see a nasty, massive crash. Okay. So so now the CME futures are pricing in 25 basis points. So that's what we're going to get. The federal chairman, Jerome Powell, does not surprise the markets. He always goes on what the market expectations are. It is priced in. Now, today, the ECB actually raised interest rates by 50 basis points. All right. That is a very aggressive rate hike. Now, as you know, Credit Suisse just got a bailout for about like 50 billion Swiss francs. They got bailed out. Now, even though they got bailed out, we have seen a 50 basis point rate hike. You know what that shows the market? That shows the market that they're not, that the Fed is not scared that something is going to break. That shows confidence. If they paused right there, that shows not confidence. That shows fear. This also gives me an idea that we are going to get our rate hike. They're not going to pause unless something breaks between now and then. They're not going to pause, which means we are still on track. All right, we're still on track, and we're not going to have a big crazy flush like over here, because for a while there I was like, dude, if we start cutting, this is going to happen. So right now everything is okay for now. Look, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know if the Fed is, or if more banks are going to be insolvent or what, and they are going to have to cut rates and pause. But if they do cut rates and pause, I would expect an initial pump, and then I would expect a nice grind down until they stop cutting rates. And when they stop cutting rates, that's going to be the new bottom. So as of right now, we have some insolvencies. The cracks are starting to show. All right, it is kind of freaky. It is kind of scary, but you really can't switch gears and go fully bearish when you have nice, beautiful pumps. Now, this is obviously the minute chart, but this is in the S&P 500 today. After the 50 basis point rate hike, I believe that is why the S&P is pumping. This is the minute chart. It's only up 1.66%, but I will say it was underneath the bear market trend line, and it is no longer. It pumped out of it. So that's a good thing. Things are looking okay right now. It looked like we were going to go off a cliff there for a second, but right now things look like they are going to be okay for now. Like I said, I don't know if there's going to be another contagion and another insolvency, or if it's going to be credit card companies, or if it's going to be the housing market. Like, anything could happen, but right now being bearish is I would not be mega bearish right now. Not unless we start cutting rates, not unless they start pausing. So it all is riding on Wednesday. What's Jerome Powell going to do? The futures are saying he's going to do a 25 basis point rate hike. That is going to be good. And there is a caveat to this. If you take a look later on, you can see that we're going to start. They're pricing in, as of now, they're pricing in another rate hike in May, in the May meeting, and then in the June meeting, they're already pricing in that it's going to be a pause or a cut, and then coming into here. So that is signaling that either A, inflation is going to be under control. Right now it's 6%. If by midsummer it could be somewhere in the 4%, maybe they don't need to keep raising rates, and we could get some little bit of a soft landing. Or if something actually does snap from these rate hikes, we do have a big capitulation down, and I believe that'll be the absolute bottom of the bear market. Either way, I still think we're on track for next year, 2024 massive bull market. All right. So I don't think that they're going to do like some crazy printing like they did before, like during Cozy 19. I don't think that they're going to do that. I don't think they can. Who cares about asset prices when eggs are going to be like $15? They're not going to do it. We played that card, we used it. So we're hoping to get like a nice soft landing out of this, and nice steady rate hikes. A little bit of contraction in the economy is fine, and still stuck on the bull market. I'm still accumulating into the next bull market with the 4-year cycle theory as my base case. I have not changed it, but it looks spooky. Okay. The shit looks crazy, man. Like it really could, something really could snap. And it shows in the banks. So far, they've backstopped them. We're bailing banks out. We lost Signature. We lost Silvergate. Okay. It's a big deal, it's very, very unstable. In fact, whoever buys, let me pull it up. Whoever buys, where are we at? Whoever buys Signature Bank, they have to abandon all crypto, according to the SEC, according to the DOJ, because they're already under investigation for money laundering and stuff like that. So as far as crypto banking, it's looking a little bleak. It's looking a little bit scary, but I wouldn't panic as of now. Somebody's gonna step in. We got Fidelity. They already quietly opened a trading desk for crypto. Someone's gonna step in. It's going to be okay, but this doesn't give me the confidence to go like all in, balls deep, and buy the top of this candle. You know what I mean? It doesn't give me that kind of confidence, but I think for now things are okay. I'm going to jump in the chat a little bit, and then we'll keep going on my macro analysis. So what's up, Our Dreams? What's up? Shout out to you. It is good to be back. I'm here giving you some crypto and macro therapy, all right? Easing the nerves. Examples. Shout out to you, bro. Chris T, glad you're still awake all the way in Australia, man. Awesome. Robbie, what's up, bro? System M, what's up, man? Thank you for welcoming me back. It feels good to be back. TD, shout out to you. Hexaditis, what's up, bro? Yes, we will look at Hex next. KKRL LSG Wolfpack. All right, man. We should have Funding Gym popping up here in a little bit. I did see a lot of opportunity. Yo, DB Riley, shout out, bro. I do see a lot of opportunities in El Salvador, and I think it's bigger than most people think. So we're going to talk about a little bit of investing there. Once Pulse Chain Pulse X comes out, and it's 200x on launch, because there is barely a rich list on Pulse Chain. Like, it literally could melt faces. So once that happens, what are you going to do with your money? Are you going to buy Lambos? Are you going to be running around with lady boys in Thailand? What are you going to do? Well, there's some great investment opportunities in El Salvador, but we'll get to that. We'll talk to Funding Gym about that. Okay. What's up, Mike? What up, bro? So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Hex. But before we do, Daddy Bitcoin, man, this thing is really, I really see Hex is in its own world, but it is following this. It is following Bitcoin. It's not really following the S&P 500 or the markets, okay? The S&P is actually ripping right now. and Bitcoin is not following. And I think it's not following because Bitcoin ended up being like some kind of a safe haven, dude. Like that blew my mind. I really didn't think that it would decouple like that. It's been like the Bitcoin came out during a banking crisis, right? And the question always was, is Bitcoin what is it going to do in a recession or another crisis? And it looked like the more bank failures that we had, the more Bitcoin pumped. And now that we got the 50 basis point rate hike, so it shows the ECB is not scared of the Credit Suisse crisis, put confidence in the market, the S&P is ripping, and Bitcoin is not. Because what does that tell us? That tells us that Bitcoin ended up being like a safe haven from the banks, which is wow. It could have been, all right? It's not, I'm not for sure, you know what I mean? But that's sure what it's looking like as far as like some of the evidence that I've seen. So that's pretty badass, all right? So the one thing about Bitcoin that's kind of creepy, you know, like first we had this big run on bearish divergence, and we are consolidating at resistance, which is bullish. It is very bullish, but we are still rejecting this 377 exponential moving average right here. I definitely want to see us above 25K before I really start to FOMO, you know what I mean? I'd love, if this consolidation was above 25K, it'd be a different stream, a different title of the stream, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's consolidating at resistance, so it's bullish, but it is rejecting. Now, I always tell you, I don't believe in double tops, because if you have 3 double tops, or if you have a triple top on higher lows, that's an ascending triangle. So you really can't start talking about double tops. But in this case, in this one case, this is technically a double top. Why? Well, it's because we do have a lower low here. Now, if this was a higher low, if we didn't take out this candle right here and we bounced there, then it would be an ascending triangle. One more touch, it would be an ascending triangle. So the ascending triangle theory is shot. We could get like an inverse head and shoulders if we cool down right here to the primary pivot, like 23.1. That does look like a bullish continuation pattern. Right now, we're just holding our breath, hoping that not another bank doesn't collapse or something like that. You know what I mean? We're hoping that we don't have to do a hard pivot, a nasty hard pivot that's going to spook the markets, because we know if when they start cutting rates, we know that we are in for a ride. We're in for the ride to the downside. If you just look at this last move, when we kept interest rates pretty much at zero right here, we had a massive crazy move. All right, so we have plenty of room to chill out and come down to the downside. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a rate cut. I know it's not the most, like, I know a lot of people aren't talking about it, just like macro nerds. Most people are like, oh, rate cut bullish, buy. Yeah, I mean, it's going to, when the rate cuts stop, it's bullish. You know, they're not cutting rates because the economy is great. They're cutting rates because we're about to go off a cliff and they're trying to save it. All right. So just keep that in mind. So if we get, this is the crazy world, man. Like, rate hikes were bearish when everything was okay and people didn't want tightening financial conditions. Then rate hikes are now bullish because we have bank failures, we have collapsing liquidity. The Fed might backstop banks up to 2 trillion, right? Now that we have banks collapsing and it's looking like 2008 Lehman Brothers type of stuff, now a rate cut is bearish. Do you understand? So it flips like that. There's no blanket coverall. Yeah. If inflation is 6% and they're cutting rates, hold on. Buckle up, bro, because it's going to be ugly. So yeah. So right now, like I said, it looks okay. Things look okay right now. As long as we hold up here, I still think that we'll chop around. I believe there's going to be more volatility. I think there's going to be more melt-facing dumps as bad news comes out. But overall, we're holding. It's okay. It's okay. So what's up, Mike? Hey, what's up, Carlos G? Shout out to you, buddy. Let me give you a howl right here. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Hex because it is moving. All right. Okay, that's Hex on the minute chart. Let's get out of there. Let's go Hex on the daily chart and let's get a little update on what's going on. All right. So as you guys remember, I drew this mean line right here. And if we're above the mean of the Hex price action history, we are full bullish, right? So here's the mean line, the average of the price action on Hex. Okay, so we are actually above that right now. We haven't really closed the candle. We have rejected off that. The crazy thing is, like, I drew this line months ago, and look at my price action magnetically touching it. Just blows my mind. It really just blows my mind. And now, like, we've come up, we've poked above it right here. We're above 8 cents. We poked above it. We're actually rejecting the line right now. A pullback is in the cards on Hex right now. Let's take a look at the divergences. We do have, you can see we have some bearish divergence. Not sure if it matters when your liquidity pool is that small, but right here, this local top and to here, you can see we made this move on bearish divergence. Now, like I said, the liquidity pool is pretty thin. We can actually take a look at it really quick here. I believe I have it pulled up somewhere in here. Hopefully I didn't turn it off. Okay, right here. So check it out, man. We have got a liquidity pool has changed. You know, you can't, it's kind of like looking at an order book. It's cheap analysis. It's very cheap, but it has changed drastically, and it's worth talking about. You know, we have a big slippage down to the 5 cent range, you know, anywhere around 5 cents. I said below 5 cents, but at this point, I think that's bear euphoria. Like anywhere around 5 cents in this liquidity pool, I'm looking to buy. And over here in this liquidity pool, I'm looking to take a little bit of profits, not sell out. I'm not selling out, but yeah. And you can see this giant desert of liquidity right here. I mean, if we see some crazy bullish news and people decide to buy here, we could slip up. We could slip quick to if we have some big buyers, you know what I mean? Maybe V3 comes out, you know, V3, last I heard it was like stuck at 95%, something like that. But you know, if we do get that, I mean, dude, this shit could slip. This right here makes me FOMO. Like, dude, 20 cents, let's freaking go. Let's go, boys. Let's go to 20 cents on Hex. All right. Now, so liquidity pool looks pretty good. Hex looks pretty good. Nothing to complain about. See, we gained support on the 21, gained the daily uptrend, confirmed the daily uptrend right here on February 26th when we touched it, and then we slipped below it. We slipped below it during that FUD. All right, we slipped below it during the volatility of Bitcoin collapsing below its parabola. And we got support right here on the 50 moving average right there. Beautiful. The next support line is around 5 cents. If we come down to the 89, one thing I want to note is we did have a full golden cross. Even the 89 is crossed over the 200. That is a full bull cross on this thing. I am bullish on this. I'm not saying it can't pull back. But yeah, I mean, the ultimate, if we do get some fear in the market, you know, like 4.8 cents or 4.8 cents would be juicy. But confirming the daily uptrend would be about 6.9 cents. Now, I've been saying we were stuck in 6 cents for so long. I've been calling it the gulag, going back to the gulag, you know, and then anything under 5 cents is definitely hex hell. We don't want to break this structure right here, but it is possible. Anything is absolutely possible, especially with bank failures and the SEC. They want to sue Ethereum. They're saying that it's, remember Gary Gensler, I remember I said it's a pet snake because he was talking, oh, only staking as a service is a security, and we're going to shut that down. But hidden inside of that document, they were saying that all staking is. Now it's bubbling up into the surface. Now he's doing off the cuff remarks. So that's kind of crazy. So that could FUD. Now, as far as Hex goes, Hex is a cult project. All right. It's like a cult classic at this point. And the people are so like into it. I really, if there was a SEC lawsuit against Ethereum and staking protocols and shit like that, I really think that that's what it would take to get below 5 cents at this point. Like, it's just too of a cult. Like, they don't care about, like, Hexkins don't really care about S&P, not really much about Bitcoin. They're like in their own little world. A lot of news driven stuff coming up. Unless, you know, V3 comes out and it sucks. You know, like Shiba Trump came out and it was just like basically a total copy of another chain, and they didn't even like change the name inside the code. Unless something stupid like that happens, I really just, dude, you just can't look at this and be like bearish. You know what I mean? I do think that it can pull back to 5 cents, just because we're living in a volatile time. We're living in a time where we're on the brink of a recession. And let me just show you why I think that. Let's take a look at the 2-year yields. So the 2-year treasuries went off the cliff. Now, if you're not familiar with the yield curve inversion. We've been inverted for a year. That's screaming recession. And then it basically uninverted. It dumped. Why did it do that? All that basically means is the market is calling out Jerome Powell's bluff about the pivot, about the rate pause, or it's already kind of a pivot because we're already bailing out banks, but the rate pause or cut. This is what the 2 year is doing. It hasn't dumped this hard since 1987, right before the recession. So that's where people were freaked out. People were thinking there's going to be a recession. People were thinking the banks were going to collapse. There's going to be Lehman Brothers again. But the ECB came through and did a 50 basis point rate hike, which put confidence in the market. All right. So we are getting a little bit of a bounce here. Now, the yield curve isn't going to be inverted during a recession. All right. So they were dumping the 2 year, 2 year treasuries right here. So this is what people were freaked out about in the last few days. This is what dumped the S&P 500 right here. This is what freaked people out. Now, like I said, we're going to get a rate hike. We're going to get a rate hike, and it is bullish because if we're cutting and inflation is 6% and we're cutting, that means we're going off a cliff. That means something's broken, right? So we are pricing in a rate hike, and that is bullish now. Welcome to Clown World. So anyways, yeah, Hex, man, look, I do want to buy Hex lower, but I mean, you can't knock this pump. You really can't. So let's see how that turns out. European Central Bank, yep, they write hikes despite the banking turmoil. We went through that. We went through the 2 year. We went through the CME futures, pricing in the 25 basis point, which is crazy. The volatility was so nuts. We went from a rate cut to pause to rate hikes again in a week because of all of these bank collapses, dude. That's pretty crazy. That's absolutely nuts. So yeah, and USDC didn't implode. We're all good to go. Yeah, let's hop on. Let's see if Funding Gym is available. Since I got through my bit here, and we could talk a little bit about where you're gonna put all your riches once Pulse Chain hits. Like, hey, okay, hop on now, mate. And guys, got any questions? Go ahead and throw it in the chat. Hexcan X, shout out to you, buddy. Shout out to you, bro. Pascal, man, you're back, bro. When does everybody go to jail, man? I think we're gonna be okay, man. I'm really not afraid of the SEC or their bullshit. So let's see if homie is with us. Okay, we'll see if Funding Gym hops in, but let's just put this on. We'll put it on Bitcoin, and I'll tell you about El Salvador. So El Salvador has been kind of like a meme, you know, like they're like, oh, Nayib Bukele, you know, he like cleaned the place up, and they made Bitcoin legal tender. But then if you watch YouTube videos of it, you know, I watched YouTube about it, like, is it safe? Is it cool? Is there things to do? People are like, oh yeah, you can't really do much with BTC there. But that is not that is not okay. Hold on, we got Funding Gym. Let's pop him on, see if that works. So yeah, you're not showing up. 1 second, technical difficulty. It shows that you're here. Oh yeah, show on stream. What's up, buddy? It's good to have you back. Looking good, man. We do have some audio problems. Can you guys hear him? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear him. Win Wolfpack NFTs, bro. Man, soon, bro. Let me know if y'all can hear Funding Gym in the chat. Nothing but dirt in El Zante and septic smells. We'll get into that. Charles K, shout out to you, bro. When did you go there? Collab cam. I'm gonna turn your. All right, try now.
It says
FG.
that I'm speaking.
See if. Nope, can't hear you. Now he's frozen.
Now I'm frozen. What's going on?
Okay. So check this out. We lost him. Maybe he'll come back in. So check this out. Silent Jim. Yeah, so, but we're missing the broad picture of El Salvador. I really believe, dude, the one, hold on. Yeah, do I have sound though? How much is a nice house? You could get into like something nuts. something crazy for like 400K. You could be in something nuts. For something decent, like I think like 90 to 100 was good for a second. Okay. Anyways, here's what everybody's missing about it. So let's say that we lose Signature Bank, we lose Silvergate. So where are we going to be able to swap money? Dude, at the worst case scenario, El Salvador. Now remember, El Salvador has US dollars as their currency. So you can actually go there, trade your Bitcoin through their central bank, through their bank for dollars. That is freaking huge. You can go buy a house with your Bitcoin, no questions asked. You can go buy a car, whatever. You know, I think like Toyota, some guy tried to buy a Toyota at the dealership with Bitcoin, and they said no. And Naive like basically told them they're going to shut them down if not. So it is in the early stages. Think of it like mining the Ethereum Genesis block. I'm definitely interested in building like some Airbnbs down there and funneling some profits down there, getting a house down there and having it like either a vacation home or a good retirement spot. I really felt like it was safe. There was plenty of surfing and stuff, but I will agree with Charles right there that, dude, it is a little bit on the quiet side. Listening through the stream link, it is a little bit on the quiet side. Now I'm going to send Funding Jim. He is a real estate investor and he is the perfect guy to talk to about this. We'll see if we can get him to pop up once again. But in the meantime, how are you guys feeling? Are you bullish? Are you panicking? Yo, what's up, Crypto Cat Doge? Shout out to you, Bo. Okay, well, that segment is probably a bust. Let's jump in the charts just one more time. That is about all I got for you guys today. A little bit of moon talk. I know you guys were expecting me to FUD, but it looks okay for now. It looks okay, especially with the S&P just making an awesome move out of the bear market trend line. If you guys have any questions, throw it in the chat. Otherwise, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, and then we'll have Funding Jim on another time to talk about how we can invest in real estate with our crypto gains in this next bull market. All right. I hear you can get citizenship in El Salvador for 2 BTC. I didn't know that. Is that true? Let's look. Let's check that out. By the way, guys, my Twitter got hacked. I must have clicked something stupid, like probably when I was driving, and then like put my thumbprint, I think, when I was trying to look at a link on Telegram. So be careful on there. I'm trying to get it back right now. Yeah, I don't really know about that. Charles, what's up? I bought a Adamai area gated community down the road from El Zante and just raw land for 100K. I'm going to build next month. Awesome, bro. MJ Money waiting. I think there's more macro downfall left. Hex to 5.5. I'd probably be buying down there. Hex at 5.5. Yeah. There is definitely a high probability that we get another flush down in macro. A lot of people are saying that this is just the beginning for the overall market correction, and it could be. Let's see what happens next. I'm just watching like you're watching at this point. We're just basically holding on for dear life and seeing what news comes out next. Who's going to remain solvent? Who's going to backstop who? Is this just the cracks of something big? It could be. I'm still positioned the same. I am still at 50% in the market. I got 1 foot in. I got 1 foot out. If this thing does collapse, I am going to be buying it. If not, I'm going to be buying higher. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because these are really unstable times. And I absolutely agree with you that this shit could turn around fast. You know, look at this nasty dump. We broke the Barabla and then pumped through. And it's like, okay, buy the top. You know? So now we had the same thing going on over here and we pumped before we had a correction. We actually took that out right here. But yeah, I mean, we definitely could see massive volatility. It's not going to be up only. I don't think that we're out of the woods. 100%, bro. Yeah, bro. I was just in by the way, I was just in El Zante, man. It's cool, man, but it shuts down like at 8:30. So like you go there to like chill and surf, you know what I mean? But I thought El Salvador was clean and nice and safe. You want to take a look at Rex, Pascal? I can take a look at Rex for you, bro. Let me see if I have it. It's so buried down on my watch list at this point. There's Zen. We can. What's going on with Zen? Ah, shit, bro. Oh shit, Funding Gym's back. All right, let's try to show this on stream. Hey, you're back.
Am I in there? Can you see me?
But we don't have volume once again.
I don't have any volume. I don't know why.
Hold on a second.
Do not know why. On my camera it shows fine.
Yeah, we have your volume turned on.
Can you see it now?
And your volume up. Oh yeah, you should be on, bro.
I don't know. Now I'm frozen.
It says that you're on. Is this volume on?
Says I'm fine, but now I'm frozen.
Atami is nice. Do you plan on any ratio trading for PLS? Yeah, I will. Yes. Okay, they can hear you, bro. So
now I'm frozen.
We can hear you, but you're frozen. This New Australian crypto exchange open today. Nice. Finally, a catch a live stream. What's up, Alpha Kenny, bro? Shout out to you, man. We lost FG one more time. The program which appears to be for residency initially rather than direct citizenship by investment, looks likely to be set for $100,000 rather than 3 BTC that was initially rumored. All right, there we go. The volume is low but on. Okay. Yeah. Screen is frozen. El Tunco was fun at night, but driving the car all over looking for land for a month. But I chose Atami resort area just a few miles from El Zante. Well-established community. Yeah, man, I really like, you know, like I was in Costa del Sol, beautiful beach area. You know, they got the river coming in. It's almost like a little South Beach feel because like you got the water behind you, you got the water in front of you, but it's a little bit underdeveloped. You know, like the La Libertad is too big for me. You know, but like somewhere up in that El Zante area, you know, like where it's like good surf. You know, and that's kind of where I want to be. It's right by the interstate to hop right to San Salvador. I think that's definitely the area to be. Frozen Gym. He went from Silent Gym to Frozen Gym. But yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of opportunities up there, and I'm definitely interested in when I take some profits on this bull market to build up there. I'm actually thinking about building Airbnb up there, even like right now. But we'll see. Where in Costa del Sol did you go? Pretty much very south, like. You know where it basically runs out and hits like right by the marina, like just a little bit away from the marina right there. I thought it was pretty good. A little quiet for me, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, guys, just a little recap. You know, like S&P 500 looks good. We're bailing things out. We're still looking like we're going to get a rate hike. That is a bullish thing as of this point because cutting rates with 6% interest is scary. That means something seriously broken. And I think we're going to be all right. And with that, oh shit! All right, let's try one more time. See if we got show on stream. All right. So you turn your volume up on your end, and I think we're good.
Volume is maxed out. My microphone shows green when I'm talking.
Shit, but I can't hear you.
You don't hear me. Hear me?
Well, let me see. Super annoying. Why can't I hear you?
Test one.
Why can I barely hear you? We'll translate. All right, man. We're gonna try this. I can't really hear you, but go ahead and. So, were you listening? What do you think about investment opportunities in El Salvador? Is it going to be the next Costa Rica? Is it good to build there? Is it good to invest there? I mean, it's basically you can swap your BTC for a house. You can swap your BTC for USD through the bank. You don't need like some exchange. You don't need anything through the central bank. They're basically a soft backing BTC with the dollar because El Salvador is the dollar is the currency. Is it worth going down there? And if you were to go down there, how would you do it?
If I'm going to talk about third world countries in South America, Central America, and investing, keep in mind that you're probably not going to finance. You're going to go from a cash position, maybe exiting out of stock or crypto, and you're going to lock that money up effectively through purchase. Good things are that you can get.
Now they lost. All right. Well, that's it, man. We lost you. So we're gonna end the stream right now because it's getting annoying. I love you guys. Like and subscribe. Join the Wolf Pack, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Peace.